Hello everybody, Image here once again with Game 3 of Jaedong vs. Calm from the Avalon MSL Semifinals. So far the series is tied at 1 and further excitement should ensue. We are playing this one on Outsider where we have Jaedong in orange at the 9 o'clock position and Calm spawning in green at the 5. Jaedong has shown some risky play on Outsider, doing things like 12 hatchery builds, which on a 3-player map, and with players starting to turn toward aggressive builds to try to beat Jaedong, just seems a little bit greedy. But we'll see if he does something like this again. The score now leveled in this best of 5. One of two things can happen. We can see it revert to safe play as if it was the start of a new best of 3 series, or we can see things go crazy, go nuts. And we'll see which of the two that's going to be. Jaedong does have the early advantage of scouting in the right direction, but let's check the build here. No Overlord yet for Jaedong, and he would have the minerals to do it by now. And Calm is going for gas first. Interesting. 9 pool for Jaedong. And 9, looks like a 9 gas, maybe 8 gas. Gas Overlord, presumably Gas Overlord pool for Calm. And that's an interesting build. It is going to see his tech getting out about as fast as is possible. And economically, the players will be roughly even here. So I like this move from Calm, though it was a bit of a risky one. It looks like it's the sort of thing that can pay off for him. Very interesting start to the game. Here is Calm doing something we haven't seen all that frequently. I think the Broodling twins were doing this for a while with some success, but yeah, haven't seen very much of it since, and Calm seems to have clued into the fact that Jaedong is not over in the 2 o'clock position, and he is redirecting his Overlord over there. Zerglings are out for Jaedong, and Calm's pool is about to finish. But let's see, yeah, Calm should have his Zerglings out just barely in time to hold his ramp. So that is going to be close. And wait a minute. Looks like Jaedong is pulling a play out of Calm's book and is going to be hiding a half a dozen lings over at that inside 3 o'clock position. So maybe Calm is going to be felled by his own trick here. Let's see what happens. Calm going for the lair very quickly. So it looks like he's going to try to take it to an air game. And Calm retreats up his ramp. And it looks like he is not going to be able to hold it. He had a good position on the ramp for a little while, and he has started on a sunken colony pretty early here. The speed with which he's done that might just save him. Sunken is morphing, and Calm has been able to minimize the damage here, but his drones are taking a beating. Let's see, Sunken is up, so Calm is going to be able to defend this for now. The lair is up for him. He will have the faster tech. What's going on in Jaedong's base now that the spire is coming up in Calm's? That was close. Jaedong's lair still morphing in. And now Calm is going to be able to reassert control over the top of his ramp for about 3 seconds before Jaedong just busts in again. Oh, man, the action in Zerg vs. Zerg, still fast-paced as ever. Jaedong with some nice Zergling micro there, trading a couple of lings against the drone, and the drone is the more important thing to have at this stage in the game. A lot of early pressure coming from Jaedong here, but soon Calm's tech advantage is going to kick in. That spire is just about done for Calm, I believe. It's about 3/4 done for Calm, and Jaedong's is closing in on half. So not the biggest difference. I think it's going to be about a 20-second difference, but we might see Calm able to get a real advantage out of his early air. In the meantime, the Zerglings are just having a standoff over at the bottom of the ramp. And all this time, Jaedong's economy has been unharassed, so I think Jaedong has the slight advantage in that respect. But the tech for Calm is really what's going to decide it here, thanks to that 9 gas overpool opening. Now Calm has reasserted control over the top of his ramp. Jaedong is not going to be able to bust in there unless Calm really blunders on his micro, I think. And here we go, first air units hatching, and it's Scourge for Calm, and they are beelining for Jaedong's base. I think they're going to camp out above those eggs and catch the Mutalisks as they pop. In the meantime, however, skirmish at the ramp, and Calm just barely able to hold that one by the skin of his teeth. Scourge are out, and they are immediately crashing into these Mutalisks. That is, the first 2 Mutalisks for Jaedong are out. That is going to sting, and Jaedong knows it. Calm able to turn this early gas build to a very good advantage off the bat. He's going to have the slightly higher Mutalisk count, and he is going to have to make it count. And I guess the question is just going to be, when is Calm going to decide to engage and commit to something here? Meantime, Jaedong slipping a Ling around, getting an eyeful, and I don't know what he expected to see there. And Jaedong is sending out a drone to expand, and this is a risky thing to do while at a disadvantage in the air. I'm a little bit confused there. I'm wondering why Jaedong, or rather how Jaedong feels confident in being able to defend this with fewer Mutalisks in the air. Does he think that he did enough economic damage? Does he think that he'll just be able to keep Calm from scouting it? Very interesting decision there by Jaedong. I think if Calm does spot it or commit to attacking anytime soon, Jaedong is going to be screwed. Let's see. Thanks to sinking those minerals into the hatchery, Jaedong is probably going to be a bit more Scourge heavy in the air. But, yeah, hard to say. It seems that Jaedong is still managing to pump out a good number of Mutalisks. And here's the first-person view of Jaedong micromanaging around, just going back and forth between so many things, trying to get that second gas up. And I guess the reason he's establishing that expansion is to try to play catch-up, just to get enough gas to be able to, enough gas and production capacity to out-pump Calm on the Mutalisks. Calm now with 9 Mutalisks in that clump, and he is microing them around his base, keeping those Mutalisks moving, adding new ones to the group. Now there's a 10th, but he's still not doing anything with all of these Mutalisks. He'd clicked on his Spire there. I think he had an upgrade going, but I can't really see. Hopefully they'll just have an observer click on one of the Mutalisks and we'll be able to see. Alright, that expansion is spotted. That is a ton of Scourge for Jaedong. And in comes Calm, just hitting and running, picking off one of those gas mining drones. Now it's 11 Mutalisks in the clump for Calm there. And another gas mining drone is out. And Calm, his Mutalisks are +1 attack. So it looks like it was a timing attack of sorts by Calm. He is attacking once that upgrade completes. And he has chewed through those Scourge with relative ease, although a little bit of a clumsy micromanagement there, keeping those drones from mining gas, and Jaedong's expansion hasn't really come to anything. And Calm is giving chase to Jaedong, and he is just ripping Jaedong's Air Force apart. Calm has taken out Jaedong's Air Force, and I don't think Jaedong is going to be able to spawn enough Scourge fast enough to deal with this. GG. Calm takes game 2 with some clever build decisions and this +1 attack Mutalisk upgrade. And this is a really interesting choice because we usually see armor on Mutalisks. It reduces the splash damage as well as the initial hit, and it just seems to do more for the Zerg players than attack typically does. But Calm, with the greater number of Mutalisks, was able to just turn that +1 attack to his advantage, chew through all of those Scourge that Jaedong built, chew through the Mutalisks too. Jaedong is now on the brink. It's 2-1 for Calm in this best of 5, and Jaedong is going to have to win the next 2 in order to move on to the final, where he'll face the winner of the next semifinal, which is Iris versus Quanro. So a CJ player is getting through. Talk a little bit more about the consequences for this series and the prospective MSL Finals matchups in the next cast. That's Game 4. I'll see you there. Image out.